What a milestone, 100 subscribers. I'm amazed. I never thought I'd have more than 3, and I didn't think I'd have any that weren't related to me. So I think that 100 is pretty incredible, especially adjusted for the fact that I'm not a guy who puts out stuff every week, and the videography isn't that great, and the editing isn't that great, and the content isn't that great. So when you adjust for all of that, it's really like the equivalent of 50,000 subscribers to, like, you know, a real channel. So I'm grateful for every single subscriber. Thank you very much. But I think that to say thank you in a special way that nobody wants, I am going to show you the rig that I use to transport my paramotor. I'm kind of joking about that being a dumb thing to share. That actually helped me out a lot when I was first getting into this, because I don't have a pickup truck, I don't have a trailer or anything like that. And so I needed to figure out a way to get this paramotor on that vehicle to this LZ. You might have to put up with a little wind here. Again, remember the low production values. So I fly a Parajet Maverick, that's what this frame is, and that's a really common, popular paramotor. It's also sort of unique in that a lot of paramotors that I've seen have some kind of runners on the bottom that kind of are easy to clamp down to something, but the Maverick isn't really like that, especially the one with the 5-gallon gas tank, which is what I have. There's not a lot of points where you can latch the thing down from the bottom onto a frame. So here's what I did. I started with your standard Harbor Freight, whatever you call this thing, trailer rack, the Haul Master cargo carrier. That's what it's called. And I drilled 4 holes through the frame. I took 4 bolts and bolted the plywood platform down onto the cargo carrier, and that served as my platform. I think next time when I have to replace it, I'll probably like seal it and make it waterproof, because it's showing its age from the weather, but it's still functionally intact, and that's the important thing. And then here's what I did to make this work for the Parajet Maverick frame, because there's really only sort of these 2 little contact points, these hoops in the titanium frame. So I took these spring pins and I bolted them down to the plywood, and then on the opposite side of them I put these black L-shaped angle irons, and the space in between was a place to catch that titanium frame, so then I could lock it in with the pins, one on each side. It's important to note that while there's a hole in the angle iron, the purpose was not that that pin would go through that hole. There actually needs to be enough of a gap, an inch gap between those 2 plates so that the Maverick frame can fit in there. It really just has to be enough that it takes up the space so it locks that piece of the frame in. And it does that really well. When I'm really feeling like a boss, I can put the frame right into that gap between the 2 plates, and if I just scrape it just right against that pin, it'll like automatically close. And I always feel like a real ninja when I get to do that. So that locks the back down really well. On the front, as you can see, I just have a ratchet strap that I ratcheted down in the front. And I used to just do that, but I'm more paranoid now. So I do a ratchet strap along the back as well, just to take some of the tension off of the plywood platform. Anyway, I did that about 1.5 years ago. So far, it's worked well for me. And besides probably changing out the platform if it gets too weathered, I'm going to stick with this format. So if you have a Parajet Maverick and you've been wondering how to stick it on the back of a cargo rack, I hope this helps. Now let's see if this wind settles down. Maybe we can get a little flight in before sunset. Had a nice little flight. Not sure how the footage will turn out, but if there's anything good, I will pass it along to my 100 subscribers. I'll tell you what, when I hit 200 subscribers, which should be like 15 years from now, I'm going to post a video of my biggest, what should we call it, accident, which happened in my training. I will share that gory video, including visual aids. So stay tuned.